Hey guys, I wanted to make a very quick video about the reason why creative style is not in The Sims 4. I come from the SimCity community, it's a very angry community, and I don't want the same for The Sims 4, so I'd rather come here and say, maybe I can explain a little bit from a programmer's perspective. I don't work at Maxis, but I kind of understand how things work. So here's why. The reason why officially is performance. Many people say BS. The answer for me is yes, it's performance. If you ever played The Sims 3 on a regular computer, not a very fast computer, and you would go to, from your house to another one, you will notice that it would take a while for objects to appear. Some objects will appear with a raw material, like a placeholder material, and then the actual texture would load. And this would have a major impact on the lower and lower settings computers, because even with the lower settings, you would still have to run creative style, and that's where the problem is. Now, I love creative style. It's great because you can actually make colors fit, which I am having trouble again on The Sims 4, but it is performance. Performance was a big issue in The Sims 3, and everybody that played The Sims 3 knows it. And here's why. Here's what actually happens. People say stuff like, it's just recoloring, or it's just one more texture. It's not like that. Bear with me. Creative style will take 3 or even 4 textures and change their color dynamically and then compose them into one single texture and export it to different settings of textures and then go ahead and apply the right one to the handle on the door. Okay? And then repeat the process for other parts of the door and then for other parts of other objects and so on for the entire house, and then every single sim that is there for every part of the hair and so on. That's a lot of effort, okay? They definitely wanted to drive away from that. It was a great feature, but it has a huge impact because that process of dynamically creating every single texture in the game, even if you can use cache and then put it into, say, the RAM, or it will definitely go onto your video card RAM, but also on the computer's RAM, and of course eventually to the hard drive cache, which there is. You can find the cache actually if you go to your documents. You will find the Sims 3 cache, and it's full of actually textures that have been generated, and they're trying to reuse them, but there are so many combinations that they're only being used once in the entire game for that handle of that door in that house. That it's just a lot of processing that you need to do to take that from the disk to the memory to the hard drive to the video card and then render it and so on. And also the fact that you're again composing these real time for the first time in many cases. So performance wise, you can see why just changing one color slightly, just one pixel, means composing an entire new texture that will only work on one single part of a mesh of one object, right? It's a lot actually if you think about it, and I think they've done a very good job, even if it was lagging on The Sims 3, to actually get all that very complex system of creative style working. I know we'll miss it, but the reason is performance. Please don't say BS, because that is very hard to implement, and I can barely think of any other game that was able to pull this off, especially in an open world kind of game like this, that would need to load all this dynamically all the time and with different texture settings, depending how far you are from the object. So it's just wow, just wow. And by the way, I've been hearing other stuff. I know YouTube comments usually are full of these, but I've been also seeing videos, and they're spreading like a bad mood between the community for no reason, because that is not the reason why they do things. It's not just to screw you over. So that's why I want to clarify things. And one of those things are right. I heard some saying that you would load a texture, right, from like somebody made a new color combination for a jacket or so on for the Sims 4 create a sim, and the game wouldn't lag. So how come? And exactly, it doesn't lag, because it's just one texture you're loading from your hard drive to the memory. No dynamic creation in the middle, no different sizes needed to be created. It's just been taken from the hard drive, like any other game that takes textures from the hard drive, puts it into the RAM and the video graphic card, and that's it. That's the good thing, actually. It's not lagging. And sure, you're only testing in one sim at a time, no background house and so on, but even if you manually added all these textures, it will be a finite number, right? It wouldn't be you wouldn't have to, the system wouldn't have to create all these textures dynamically, constantly, over and over. They will just be there and exist in a limited amount. So that's why it won't have a huge impact in performance. That is why, yes, you can totally add your own color matching and so on. And I know it was pretty cool to do it in game, and I would definitely want to at least be able to change the colors of certain parts of, say, like the jacket and the underneath shirt. That would be kind of nice to at least change 2 parts of it, even if I can make like my own patterns and so on. But at least be able to change that. I would definitely love that. I agree with you all. I would love to have create a style, but it is performance the reason why they removed it, or they just didn't implement it on this version, rather. So please don't say BS, because it takes a lot of effort to actually get that going. And even then, it's not perfect, as you saw in The Sims 3, and they did not want to deal with that, and they definitely wanted to make The Sims 4 more affordable for lower-end computers, so they can afford running The Sims 4. And I'm gonna miss again creative style, but it's a tough call. Definitely, I'm sure it was a tough call, but it's not BS. It's important to know it's not BS. It's a well-thought decision in my opinion. Regardless if I'm gonna miss the feature or not, it is a well-made decision. That's what I believe. And let's stop trying to put hate into the Sims 4 community, pools and toddlers and all those features that I kind of don't care, because I care more about the game itself. Let's see what happens, alright? That is all. Please enjoy simming, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, this is the most satisfying thing ever. We are God in SimCity 4. Wow, that was loud. Oh yeah. These road trips, man, are killing me. Anyway, let me know whenever we are recording. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Extended Play. I'm your host, this is Stuart, and that is a fancy, fancy sign. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.